It's Mark Harmon, as promised. You've been on our televisions and our movie screens for 40-plus years right now. NCIS has been on the air for 15 years. Where did they come up with the name Leroy Jethro Gibbs?
You know, Neil, it was in the first script I read. The name stopped me. Leroy Jethro Gibbs. I stopped. And then for a second, after I said I was interested in doing it, it changed. The name changed to like Bob Nelson or something. And I went back to the writer and creator and said, look, I really like that name. He said, you can't play someone named Leroy Jethro Gibbs. I said, I gotta play that guy. That name is what took me here.
You said, watch me play. You've been playing it for 15
years.
Well,
been doing it for a while, yeah.
True or false, your first gig was as a gorilla?
Yeah. Yeah, I played a guy named Harry King Kong, and you never saw my face. I mean, I had a gorilla outfit on, and I came to the door at the end of the show, and I said, hi, this is Harry King Kong. Which way is the Empire State Building? And I read it just about like that.
You're the quarterback on the UCLA football team, 72-73.
Yeah.
JC transfer, your first major college football game. You guys beat Nebraska. Johnny Rodgers, 32-game winning streak. What compares to that acting-wise?
Just getting a job. Just getting a job, you know? And maybe getting that first job, you know, or maybe getting that speaking part job. You know, I was a lot of dead bodies for a lot of years, and you needed someone to say, ma'am, can I see your license and get shot? I was that guy a lot. You needed someone to take your shirt off and kiss the pretty girl and get shot? I was that guy a lot, you know? It's not real complicated, but listen, as a kid, to grow up really in the Los Angeles Coliseum where my dad was broadcasting and have an opportunity when you're 19 years old to run out that tunnel in front of 70,000 people, I was living the dream.
Your dad won the Heisman Trophy, old 98, Michigan. How heavy is the Heisman Trophy?
Heavy. Really heavy.
How heavy?
My dad always told the story about when he was awarded the Heisman, he was standing between his mom and his dad, and he turned to his mother, who was all of 5 feet tall, and he handed her the trophy and about put her through the floor. But it's massive heavy. It's like density heavy.
What did your dad ever say about, before the band was on the field, the drunk was on the field, his run against Cal?
Yeah.
And we've got it right here.
You got it here. This I think was the fourth touchdown he scored that day, and this guy was
he had no chance.
Harold Brennan, and he came out of the stands. He'd had a few beers, and my dad always talked about how he is glad he got by him, because if he had ran by a complete team of well-conditioned athletes and got knocked on his ass by a drunk, it would have been kind of embarrassing.
Yeah. When you're at UCLA, do you ever meet John Wooden?
Oh yeah.
And what was that? What experience is that?
I met Coach Wooden a lot. He and Nell were on all the planes, all the away games. And I sat most of the time coming back from the games between the two of them. And that was where I sat, and I talked to him all the time. And, you know, I worked a little bit for the campus newspaper, too, when I was at UCLA. And I was always having interviews stand me up. And Coach Wooden's door was always open. And I'd go down there, and he'd see me stand there with my recording machine and stuff, and he'd go, come on in, Mark. And then we'd do an interview, you know. And he's a special, special man. Also who was there at that time was Bill Walton. Bill, you know, when I knew him in college, you know, you'd walk by Bill and go, hi, Bill, and he'd kind of duck his head and go like that. And Bill had a stutter, and people didn't know that, but people took him ducking his head that he was kind of cocky or whatever they thought he was, but he was none of that. And then, you know, he works really hard at getting through that. Now he's a broadcaster. Now you can't keep him quiet, you know. So I love that. How many Grateful Dead shows have you been to? None. How closely do you follow UCLA football these days? My weekend's a little better when they do well, you know. You know who they're playing this weekend? I don't. Who? Playing Oregon. What do you want to do on this? Should we do something? Sure. Bet. What? Dinner? Dinner. Okay. All right, perfect. You give me points? No, I think I'm getting points. Really? Yeah. Okay, well, we'll do this. All right, we'll do this. It's straight across. Okay. There it is. Good. Bet's on. It's Mark Harmon. You bring your wife, right? Absolutely. Okay. Back at you. Dude, NCIS. Watch it.